Hello everybody. So today we are bringing a special video on one topic that is going to primarily used in your DevOps scripting. Okay. So PowerShell is one of the scripting tool you are going to use in your cloud or in the DevOps. Okay. So even if you are a fresher or a mid-level engineer, okay, you or if you are planning to start PowerShell, then this is going to help you a lot. Okay. So you just have to follow me and two hands-on side by side. In this video, we are also going to discuss about how to debug the code using in the PowerShell, right? And I'll explain all these 22 topics all together to you. Okay, so let's get started. So initially, if you see what is this, this is simply write message. So okay, so before even I go and explain about this one, right? So let me tell you how to do the block comment in the PowerShell and how to do the line comment, right? When I say the block comment, right? So anything is written here, okay? And if you do not want it to execute whenever your script is running, so what you have to do is you have to just open this braces and then hash and then same hash and then close it. So like this, you have to do the block comment. If you wanted to do the line comment, then you have to just put the hash symbol on the starting of the line, right? So it will block it. Okay, so let's say if you wanted to do line comment by if one to all together in one way, one go. So basically, you just have to select everything and then press Control and then press forward slash. So it will comment and uncomment. So you can see, right? It has uncommented, now again commented. So I'm just hitting Control and then forward slash. So this you can do, right? What is write host going to do? So write host is going to print anything you wanted to do. Okay, so write host in the double quotes, if you are mentioning anything, it is going to print. And foreground color is what type of color you want. Okay, this is an optional thing. If you do not want, this will simply get printed. Okay, so what you have to do is you just have to select whatever lines you wanted to print. So if you wanted to print, if out of these two I wanted to print only this one, so I will just select this line. I will go on the top right side. Here you see run selection, or you can press F8. Okay, so I will click here. So it will write like write host. Okay, and then this is the output. Greetings, trainee. Okay, so let's say if I wanted to execute the second line, then again, whatever you will write into the double quotes, it is going to print here, right? And the green color, foreground color. So this is an option. Even if you let me select till here, and if I execute, it will write. But this is in some white color. So just to distinguish, if you wanted to make something more presentable, output you wanted to make more presentable, you can add foreground color as green, red, or blue, anything, right? Okay, so what I will do is I will comment this and I'll move ahead. So this is the same thing. Okay, so this is command line, basically built-in commands here. So what is this built-in commands? It will write like verb and noun. So verb and noun, like this it will work. Okay. So basically in today's this video, right, I'm not going to cover about the theory. What is this? What is the definition of this particular commandlet or anything? Because you can go ahead, do the chat GPT, you can ask anything, you can do the Google, right? So many videos are available if you are going to learn that. But today I'm only mainly I'm going to focus on the these all 22 concept, and when I will reach to this point, right, I will be doing some debugging. So debugging is very important whenever you are doing a scripting, because if you do not know the debugging, it is very hard for you to analyze the script. Okay, how is it working, right? So these are some small concept we will see. What is array, what is hash table, and then important thing will start from here. Okay, let's quickly start finish it off then. Where were we? So let's uncomment this. Okay, so what it is doing is, so Mars, this is a live demo. Change. Okay, so this is so this is the string we are passing it to planet, and then planet, it is taking the variable I have an input, and then it is writing. Basically, what is this? This is a pipe symbol. So data or input will flow from left to right. Okay, assignment will happen from right to left. So whatever you will write here, it will get assigned to dollar planet. And what is this dollar symbol here? So in a PowerShell, if you wanted to create any variable, you have to create using a dollar symbol. So dollar you have to mention here. So this means it will consider this particular planet as a variable here. Okay, so this became a variable and you are assigning the variable with this value. And now dollar planet, the value is getting assigned to the whatever is the value of this dollar planet, it is piping it. Piping means this is a pipe symbol. You have to click here by shift and above enter, right? There is a button. If you'll press shift plus that button above enter, then or below the backspace, then you will find this pipe symbol. So you have to press shift and then do that. So the output of the planet is going to be written into this particular file. Okay, so let's do like this. So Mars is the third planet in the ecosystem. Okay, if I will execute it, what it will do is it will create a file called visited planets. Okay, so let's see visited planets, and whatever we have written, the value got assigned and got written into the file. Okay, so that's how you can do anything. And if you are, this is this is test, and if you execute it, then the value will get overridden here again. Okay, visited planet, right? This is test. Okay, so like that you can play around it. So my main agenda is I will be giving you all these things concepts, so you just have to practice and do the play around. So I'll explain you everything. Okay, don't worry. So again, write host, as I told, write host is going to write on the command prompt. Okay, so let's uncomment everything here, and what it is doing. Okay, so this is writing something on the terminal, and then it is taking the input. So what is this read host? So just like write host, right? Write host, it is writing on the terminal. Read host will take the input from the user on the terminal. Okay, anywhere. So that will how it is kind of prompt it will give, and you have to enter the value. So earlier we have just hard coded the value. This time we have to provide. So read host, and then can you please provide or can you please enter the planet where you wanted to visit. Okay, so let's do it. And then what we are doing it, we are assigning like, okay, let's do it, then we will understand. So basically whatever value will mention here, that value plus some space is there, then plus we are continuing it is the west planet by the user, and we are then writing it to dream planet. So this file we are creating and then we are writing it here. Okay, so let's execute this set of code. So see, it is asking here, first is right host, it has written everything. Enter your dream planet you wanted to visit, then it is taking the input, it is asking the which planet you wanted to visit. So let's go near the sun, Mercury. So if I'll tell Mercury I wanted to visit, and it has taken Mercury, and we have to go and check into the dream planet. This output, let's check dream planet. So Mercury is the west planet by the user. So this is coming from the input which I have provided here. Correct? Right. So let me comment it and we'll move forward. So what is this? This is variable operator. Okay. So what we have done in this case, we have assigned some value for value A. That 100 value is assigning it to variable A, dollar $A. And then what is this? This is a string, because this is a string, this is an integer. So this is string data we are assigning it to variable B. Okay. If you do not assign, then also it will consider it. Okay. Let me execute these two lines only. And if I print $A and enter, it is 100. $B and enter, it is stars. Okay, so it is up to you if you wanted to mention here int and you wanted to mention here string. Okay, and then what is this? We are adding these two values. We wanted to have some output like 100 stars. So in this case, you have to write like, okay, $A. So this is an integer, right? So integer and string you cannot sum because it will throw an error. Let's see the error first. Okay, so $A plus $B. Okay, and let's run this. Okay, so here what error we got? Cannot convert the stars to either integer because it started with the integer, so it thought like, okay, next is also integer. So it is telling like, okay, I cannot read what is this integer. This is not an integer. So in that case, what you have to do is we are saying, right, okay, you convert this to an string only. Okay, consider 100 as a string. So we are writing a dot to string, then b, and then we are printing the value. Let's run this. So output came as 100 star. This is what we want, right? So let's go ahead with the next topic. What is arrays? So definition, we all know it's a collection of elements. Okay, so of same types of, so here you see these are all planets names: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Pluto is out of the planetary system. Okay, so planets, we are saying here planet, and we are assigning the value of all the planets here. So we are moving this, we are creating planets as an array. So let's assign this first, or let's run this. So all the values got assigned, and if you just run this planets, you will see, right, all the values are here in the planet. Now if you wanted to see what is the data type of this one, so if you run get type, you can see it is of type array. Okay, and if we wanted to assign, so how it start with 0 1 2. So always start with 0 1 2 3 4 like that. So if you wanted to assign the third one, so earth you wanted to replace with terra, so in that case you have to mention 0 1 and then 2. Okay, so this is the second index. So what you'll do, you just write here, and now let's print the value of planets. So instead of earth you will see now terra because you have assigned this. Okay, so what is this? So planet.count, it will tell the counts here. So how many values are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Even 8 are there, and index start with 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So like that you have to understand. Okay, let's go ahead. What is hash tables? So hash table is nothing but a key value mapping. Okay, so key value mapping. So let's say if you have created a variable and you are making it as a hash table. So basically key and then value, key value, key value. So Amazon Seattle, Microsoft Redmond. So like that you are assigning the value. Okay, Google Mountain View, and then you are calling the, what you are calling? You are calling the, you are calling the variable, right? So let's run this. So you have done assignment, and then if I will execute this one, then you'll see this is the difference. When we were running planets, it was not coming like this, right? Because that is an array. So this is an array. But when we are running company location, this is a, if I have to check the type, so I will mention what, get type, and just execute this. So this is an object of name hash table, right? And this was an array, system.array. Okay, so what next we have? So I hope you have understand the difference between the array and hash table. And another difference here is array will start with the open braces, it will just like this is the bracket you will start, and inside this you have to mention all the values, whereas for hash table you have to mention curly braces. Okay, so I hope you are able to see this. Let me zoom little bit so you can see, right? It will start with this, whereas array will start with this, right? Let's go next. So I will comment it or let it be. Let's uncomment this. So in the same variable, right? If you wanted to add few more value, key value pair, so space X and then Hawthorne. Okay, so you just have to run this, and if you press up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, and then if you enter, then you see this next new value. So if you wanted to add something, you just have to add in the same format, that is key value. And let's say if you wanted to replace the value for Google Mountain View is there, right? If you wanted to make it Sunnyvale, so you just have to do like this. Okay, so the for this key, you wanted to change the value to Mountain View to Sunnyvale. So if you execute it, it got successfully executed, no issue. And if you press enter again, so you see for Google, it got changed, right? And if you wanted to some set value, so Microsoft Bellevue, so let me execute this, and if you'll see the enter, okay, let's see. So for Microsoft, it got changed to Bellevue, right? Earlier it was Redmond. So like this you can change it if you wanted. So you have to add it, if you have to change the value, if you wanted to change the value, so both will work. I think both the same, both will give the same output, right? Either you write set value or you can do like this. Okay, next is okay, this is just a print. Okay, if you wanted to remove something, let's say if I wanted to remove the Amazon here, so what you will do, so your variable dot remove in the hash table. Okay, so if I execute it, you will not found it now. Cool, so far all good. We are moving ahead. So this is read host and write host. We already know that it will take the input and it will just give the output. I'm just ignoring it. This is all same. This is the main part. We are starting from here. Okay, so the best thing we are going to do is from here we are going to do some kind of debugging also. So one of the important debugging concept here is where how you have to start the debugger. So if you see on the right top side, right, here, so if you see on the top side, there is a run button. Okay, so if you click on the run, there is an option called start debugging, right? So this will start debugging. If you wanted to run without debugging, this is just control F5 you press. Okay, so start debugger will start with 5. Okay, so this you know. Now let's execute if else condition. So what is this if else condition and how I have written that? Let me explain you. So you do not have to remember anything first of all. So if you write here if, so you see this option, right? This is kind of a bottom table, right? So you see, right? So this one you have to just select and you have to if there is an arrow as well. In these all you are not seeing, but in this one you are seeing the arrow. So what you have to do is you have to click on the read more. So what it is, run the code block if specified condition, if the specified condition test evaluates is true. Okay, so this is all it is telling. Okay, if you want some help, you can write get help about if, then it will tell. And if you see, this is what it is telling, if condition and perform an action. It is called an IntelliSense. Okay, so now let me click on this one. Okay, so I will click on this. Okay, so if I click on this, okay, so let me write it again. If I select this and if I press tab button, so you have to move up and down using your arrow key. Once you come here, you have to press a tab button. So once I press the tab button, now you can see, right? If condition and what condition you wanted to do. Okay, so I hope you have understood here. Now let's do it. So this is how you have to write it. Okay, you do not have to worry about the syntax, how to write it, all those things. You do not have to worry. Just understand for what I'm explaining here. Okay, so how I have written here, I pressed enter if, then I moved here. If you click a tab here, then it will just write if. But if this is not the text you are writing, you have to go here and you have to press a tab button. So once you press a tab button, IntelliSense will work here and it will provide you the syntax. Cool. So now let's go ahead. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to check some conditions. So let's say I wanted to have some variable and let's say I wanted to see for marks. For marks is equals to 30. I wanted to say condition. So what is the condition you wanted to say? So if marks is, so dollar symbol, because that's a variable, and if I write marks, it's automatically coming. I press just tab. Okay, if marks, then there are some. So this is called quitters, right? So you have to mention like with whether you want less than, equals to, greater than. Okay, so I want if the marks is less than or equals to 30, right? Or 33, let's say. I wanted to say like right host, you have not succeeded in the exam, but try hard, you will be through next time. Okay, so that's what input I wanted to, output I wanted to write. So if we are going to run about which kind of conditional statement, if and else, so right? So I have to write here else. So again, do I want it to just write a text or I want some syntax help also? So I want if else, if anything. So I just want else. So I'll click here, right? Automatically it has generated with the proper syntax. Okay, so what is next I wanted to write? I'll just, to save time, I will just copy and paste here. Something I replaced. I think curly braces not properly paste. Okay, so else you are passed in the exam. Hooray. Okay, so this is what I wanted to print. Okay, so let me save it, Control S, and let me select and then execute it. Okay, so marks is equals to 30. So output is you have not succeeded in the exam, but you try hard, next time you'll be through. Right, so next, now let's try 70. This time 70 as a marks obtained by the user. Oh my god, I have changed the condition only. So if this time the marks is 70, okay, and then if I execute it, you have passed the exam. Hooray. Okay, now let's see everything by the debugging mode. Okay, same concept. So how I have to add the breakpoint? You just have to click here, right? So you can see, right, on the left side of the number, if I go and I click and unclick, I can click here. It is showing in some red color. You can see, right? It is in some red color. So this is what a breakpoint call. So breakpoint means whenever your flow will run, it is going to stop here. Okay, let me show you. Before I show, I just wanted to comment it, and because it will run the complete script file only demo.ps1. So okay, so I'll press F5 because we know, right, if we have to do the debugging, so you have to click here and press F5. Okay, anything you can do. So I have done that F5. Okay, so let me press it. Or it is not pressed. It got hanged. Okay, so I just wanted to do again. Is there any other part? No. 5. Okay, it is starting, it seems. You can see in the bottom as well, it is starting. I'm taking some time. Starting. Let it start and we'll come back again. Okay, so it has started when I pressed F5. Automatically it came, right? So you can see it came with the three parts: variable, watch, and call stack. Okay, so now if you see, if I just hover over the marks, it is showing like value is equals to 70. So value got assigned, and now I'm waiting at the line number 89, as I told, because we have added a breakpoint, right? So if I zoom here, you can see this is the red line which we have added, and there is a yellow circle kind of thing is right. It's a kind of pentagon which is created on the outer cycle, right? So this has came. So it means the breakpoint has added, and our code is now waiting for the next command. So what is the next command here? What do you have to do? So couple of things is there. Let's say if you have to, okay, let me explain directly. Right. So what you have to do is you have to press F10. So when you will press F10, it will go to the next step. Okay. So let me press F10. Okay. So it has excluded line number 90 and it came to the else block. Why so? Because marks is equals to 70 and here marks is less than 30. So if the marks is less than 30, it will go to this block, else it is coming into this one, which is meeting our condition, right? So it is coming here and then it is printing as well. Okay, so it has printed, you have passed, hooray. So like that it is doing. Okay, I'll just remove the breakpoint as well. Okay, I have to move next in the interest of time. Okay, so next is the same concept what we have discussed so far. Okay, I think this is the same. Instead of explaining, I just wrote it, so it should be good for you. What is this? Let's understand. So basically, 5 is getting we are assigning the variable value to this variable, and if the value is equals to 5, we are saying like okay, mission completed successfully. Otherwise, we are saying task. So this one we have explained. This is a simple if else condition, right? So I'll just comment it. So okay, let me do one thing. So basically, when you will be doing it, right? When you will be doing it, please stop this video and then in your laptop, okay, open this video in your phone, start your command prompt, start your PowerShell IDE, or you start your Visual Studio and write this script, very small script. Okay, after you writing it, you press Control Shift and Tilt, or you come here and then just select your terminal. You want PowerShell, right? So you just have to click and select your PowerShell. Okay, once you're in the PowerShell, you select your script. Okay, I mean, write the script, select it, run here, or you press F5, add a breakpoint here. Always write it on the conditions. So I have added it. Now let's press F5. Now what it is telling is enter the value. I wanted to enter the value as 5 only. Okay. Once I'll press 5, it is going and hitting at the breakpoint because code cannot flow next. So far here read host, as we have told, it will take the user input. So it has taken the user input. Next it is not flowing and it is waiting because we have added a breakpoint here. Now we have to press F10, right? If the condition will meet, it will go inside. Yes, it has met it because it is equals to. The value whatever we have it is meeting the condition. If it is equals and condition is meeting, then it will write mission completed, right? In a green color it is writing beautifully, and then it is coming out of the script, right? So this is how you have to learn. Do it multiple times so that you can learn the hands-on on PowerShell, and you start debugging it. More and more you do the debug, more and more you will learn it. Okay, just to give me a minute, guys. I just wanted to check my phone. Some messages are there. Okay, I have replied. Now let's go next. What is this? Let's uncomment this first. So here we can see, okay, so there is a variable, right? Rating, and is of type integer. If you don't want, you can remove it. Or if you want, you can let it be. It is telling like, okay, this rating is of type integer. Okay. How you can check it? You can write it like dollar rating, and then what we have just explained, right? You have to use get type. Okay. That will help you to tell the type of that variable. Okay, so here it is integer. What we are doing is we are taking the user input between 1 to 5, and then let's do this debug as well. Okay, anything we are doing in the scripting, we should always do this debugging so that we can learn. Where you wanted to add the breakpoint, let's add it to the first line only. Okay, press F5. So it will hit first line, it will hit. Okay, and nothing will, I mean, it is still not in debugging mode. So you can see here, right? It is running line number 104 only so far. Okay, so it is taking, okay, what rating you wanted to provide. So let's say I provide 66. Okay, even though it is telling between 1 to 5 only, and I hit enter. So my code hit into the first 105, and here breakpoint is added. Okay, so it is checking what is the rating value I have given 66. If is it equals to 1 or rating is less than 4. Is it meeting the condition? It is not equals to 1 is not equal to 66, right? The value of rating is 66, and which is equals to 1, which is not meeting the condition. And what about this condition? Or rating less than, so 66 is less than 4? No, right? So this condition is not meeting. So it will never go to this statement, if statement. It will go to what if, what else? This is else if. Okay, if this is not there, can you check else if this? If rating is less than or rating is less than 5, so value is 66, right? So it is not meeting this as well. So it is not going to execute this. Else if rating is greater than 5, right? So 66 is greater than 5. So this condition is meeting, right? So it will write rating should be between 1 to 5. Okay. So now let's press F10 and see. So it has not went inside this one, and it has not written anything. So nothing is written here so far. Let me press F10 again. F10. Okay. So again, there is no execution in this one. And let me press again F10. So this time it is hitting inside this else if loop. Okay, so if I'll press F10 again, so here you can see, right? Rating should be between 1 to 5. So this is how the if else or any loop conditions will work. Okay, now we are going to discuss about odd checker. So this is one of the, I mean, very simple code you can say. I mean, when we were or when you are starting initially, then you have to start with these kind of examples. Okay, but this is all going to help you to build your concepts. Okay, so let's do this. What is taking again? We need to debug it. Let's do it. So I'll add the breakpoint. I will select here and just I'll press F5. So it will take the user input. So what is the input I wanted to say for, let's say 67, and I hit enter. So is 67 is divisible by 2? No, right? So it will not come into this one. If I'll press F10, it will go into the else statement. If else, and then it will end up. So this is very simple example. Okay. So how you have to write all these things I have already told. You just have to write if, then you have to select this, and it will keep creating a format for you. If, then else if, then like this. Then again else if. Okay, sorry, I did not select it properly. Else if, like this. Then again else if. So as many as else if conditions you can keep adding. Okay, depending on the need or ask, or based on the scenario, you can keep doing it. Okay, so else if, or else this we have already seen. So if the condition will meet, it will execute this. Else if, it will execute it this. Else, in the end, it will execute this. This is the same example we have learned for this writing. Okay, you can also keep it as else also. No harm. Okay, else, and then I don't want it to execute any scenario. Okay, and if you execute this, it will take the input from, let's say again it. Okay, I have to press here. Let's say 88. Rating should be. So this block got executed. Right. So if you do not want further more conditioning, you just use the else and close the if else statement. Right. So I will just undo it and we'll proceed further. Switch statement. Okay, so far we have done switch statement. Let's learn. Okay, so something we it is a coffee type. There is one variable, and basically what it will do is it will, until and unless it is going to match that particular condition, it will keep on executing it. So Lati. Okay, so this is the value it is matching, right? Espresso, mocha, and the default you wanted to write something. Okay, so what is the syntax here? So it is, you do not have to remember again, you just have to write switch and you see. So the variable is my coffee type, and I have declared the variable on just above at line number 50, that is 149. For that variable, I'm writing some conditions. So these are the three conditions I have written. And then if you wanted to write any default value, you can do it. Okay. So let's execute this. And what is the expected output here? Milky and smooth. Okay. So let me execute it, select it and enter. So and output is milky and smooth. Okay. So this is what switch statement will do. Right. So another example is switch statement of, use of switch statement, switch with conditions. So let's say temperature equals to 18. Okay, so switch, then what? Your variable, and you are adding some certain conditions. So if your variable, that is temperature, is less than 10, it's freezing outside. If your variable temperature is greater than 10 and less than 25, it's nice and pleasant. And otherwise, if not between these two conditions, to say it is too hot to handle. Now you might be thinking, what is this? Okay, so this is like, so anything you are declaring here, right? So it is like inside your whatever you are mentioning, it will take that. Okay, inner values it will keep on taking, right? So that's the concept of uh, underscore here. Okay, you can write here dollar temperature also. There is no harm. It will not fail. Okay, let's execute it. It's a nice and pleasant weather. Okay, so it has not failed. You can use dollar temperature or you can write underscore as well. Cool. So yeah. So let's go next. For loops. This is one of the powerful loops. Okay. So this is one array. You know, right? We have already discussed about this array. So what is the special thing? It'll with brackets, okay, open bracket, and it will be having at the rate, open bracket, and close bracket. But if it is not this and this curly braces, in that case, it is a hash table. It should open and close, right? So for now, this is an array, and we are saying like for I is equals to 0, we are assigning the value. We are creating a variable called I, okay, and for I is equals to 0, I is less than equals to, okay, I is less than not equals to, for I is equals to 0 and I is less than the array dot length. Okay, so what is this array dot length? Let's see. Dollar array dot length. What is the output? If I execute these two, value is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also use count. So if I execute it, you will get 4. Okay, so either you use length or you use count. Cool. So let me comment this, and after that, okay, so I'm checking like, okay, value is equals to, for I is equals to 0, I is less than equals to the 4. You can hard code it, or because we wanted to check for each value inside, or each element inside the array, we are mentioning like the array and that length, array length, like this, what we have seen so far, and then we are increasing the value, because first time it will check for I is equals to 0, then it will, if it will check if it is less than 4, then it will execute it, and then it will increment the value, like that it will happen. We will see it in the debug, because best thing to learn scripting is through the debugging only. So I will just add the breakpoint here, not at the array. Let's add it at the for loop. Okay, Control S. I hope it isn't saved. I'll press F5. Okay, so and now I'll press F10. So this is an array, right? You can see 0th index is Apple, first index is Dell, like that, right? So just wanted to show one more thing. So for each, so checking the root value. It's okay if this is all not required for now. Okay, so the breakpoint is coming here. Code is waiting to execute next. For now, the value of I is equals to, there is no value assignment. So I'll press F10. So now the value of I is equals to 0, right? And you see earlier it was not here. Now this came here, and it is checking I is less than property length, that is equals to 4. If it is less than 4, it went inside this, and I is equals to 0. For 0th index, basically we are saying like, what is the 0th index of this tech brand? So this is 0, right? So Apple will get printed. Okay, Apple. Okay, this is the brand. 0 means brand I, and 0 means here is Apple. So Apple got printed. Now value of I is what? Is still 0, but you see cursor is on the here incrementation. So now I is 0, and when I press F10, it will increase the value. Now if you'll see, value is I is 1, which is again less than the length, property length of this one. So what is the length value here? 4 we saw, right? We saw here 4. So 1 is less than 4 again, so it will go inside next block. So it will write again now Dell Apple, and then now Dell brand 1 is Dell 0 1. Then now it will increase the value again to 2. Now if you'll see, the value of I is 2. 2 is less than 4. Yes, it will go inside. It will print it again. Printed. it will increase the increment, it will increase the value. It has increased. So now value is 3, right? 3. It has printed HP, and now it has value is equals to 4, which is not less than the 4, right? 4 is not less than, so it will come out of the condition. Now debugger has stopped. So this is the for loop. Very important mm, loop, guys. Okay, so you can also write like this for each. So for each brand, so what it is doing is for each brand in brands, tech brands, for each value for this, it is going to print the value. Like let's write, let's execute it directly. So you can see, right? For each Apple, it is like Apple is the list of all top tech brands. Then next is Dell. Then next is Lenovo. Then next is HP. So for each value, it is going inside and it will execute it. That's the very simple. For each, right? It's a simple English. For each value, right host. So it is printing it. Okay. So next is while loop. Okay. So in the while loop, basically condition is checked before here, and then then action is taken, right? So if you wanted to check the syntax, while, so condition is checked before. So while I is less than 0, I mean 1 2 3 4, I is less than, that is, it will keep checking until 4. It will write animal and then tiger, animal elephant, animal deer, animal giraffe, and then keep on increasing the increment variable. Like this it will do. You wanted to check in debug, that ideally we should do. Let's execute it. So F5. So we have assigned the array here. Okay, and the value of I. So at first the value of I is 0, right? And the animal dot length is how much? 4, right? So 0 is less than 4, which is correct. So it will go inside, it will write it, it will print it. Let's see, it will print here. So animal tiger, then it will print animal elephant, animal deer, animal giraffe. Okay, and then the value of 0 will get incremented here. Okay, so currently it is 0. Now value of I mean, so value of I will get incremented. Now value of I is 1, right? I plus plus. So it will keep on doing for all the elephant got printed. Now deer got printed. Now giraffe will get printed. And now the value of I is 3. And now the value of I is 4. 4 is less than 4, which is wrong. It will come out of the condition. And now we are out of debug mode. Right, let me remove this and comment again. So do while, what it will do, so for do while, basically it will execute the condition after taking the action. So here it was executing the condition, I mean checking the condition, and in do while it will check the condition later. So first it will do whatever it wanted to do. So do while this condition is there, right? So that's the difference. So I is equals to 0, it will print this one. It will not check for the condition. Then it will increase the value of I, and then it will check the condition. Okay, so this is what do while do. And do until is same. It is also checking the condition in the end. Okay, do while, do until, both are same. Now this is important. I just wanted to demo here. What is functions? The functions is you can write your own function. You can create your own function, and you can use or run it, execute it multiple times. Okay, so that is the benefit here. Just one second, guys. Okay, so yeah, so I was telling, right, function you can write it and then multiple times you can execute it. So that's what the function will do. We will see how we can write a function and then call a function. So very simple. If you wanted to write a function, let's not remember anything. In the IntelliSense will tell everything. So function, right? And what it is telling, you want what is the function name. So I want function name as a demo, and I don't want any parameters for now. And I just wanted to write host, and I wanted to write a demo function is created. Okay, and then currently you see there is zero reference, but now I wanted to call this function a demo. Okay, now it has one reference. So first I will create the function by just running it. It is there, and now I just have to run this particular function. So you see the output is printed. So whatever you will write here, it will keep on executing. You just wherever you want, right, in this file, here or after this, you just press right here a demo, and even if you execute, your code will execute that part only. That's the benefit of writing a function. Okay, so this is how you write a function. Let me comment it. This is the same thing. So function, this is a function of called test network. The name of the function is test network. And with this, so this is the particular command we are executing, test connection, and we are sending this request on microsoft.com on the count of two. Basically two times we are sending, and then we are just executing this function. So this is important. So first let's create the function. Function is created, and after that we just have to execute it. Okay, so now what you will see, it is go inside this and it will keep on executing it. But what is this? Two times it is failed. Connection, testing connection to computer Microsoft.ol due to lack of resources. Lack of resources. That should not happen. Hey, what kind of resource it is checking? Okay, let's do this in the debug mode. Okay, so what we will do is we'll select this and we'll add the breakpoint here. All right, and let's execute it. Test network. Yeah, well, basically it should not show an error. Let's see here, google.com, and execute this, remove the breakpoint. Maybe we need to give any IP. Let's do this ping. Bad option as count. Okay, let's remove the count. Pinging google.com, right? So showing that request got timed out. Yeah, but at least you can see, right, request timeout, it has started pinging it. So next time I just have to call like this, microsoft.com. So if I just have to execute this function, and after that you have to call the function, it will keep on pinging the request timed out. Yeah, but it has started pinging the microsoft.com. Okay, so my concern is not for that, like how to fix it. My thing is like you should understand how to create a function and then how to call a function. So in this example, okay, let me comment this. So in this example, what we are doing is we are creating a function called ping custom, and we are doing a commandlet binding, right? And in this one, we are creating a parameter as mandatory. Okay, so without that, you will not be able to execute that function. So that is definitely required. In the previous example, you see, we have not given any mandatory parameter, and you are free to execute or you free to call the function. But when you are mentioning a parameter as mandatory, that means you have to provide a host name definitely. Okay, so first let's create a function. So it's nothing new. So this is a commandlet binding we are doing. Parameter is parameter is mandatory, and this is an of type host. So if you don't want, you can remove this. Okay, it will automatically take. Let's execute this. Okay, so this got executed, and we are saying that okay, I want this parameter to mandatory when you are executing it. So this time I cannot call this function directly without passing the parameter. So if I execute it right, so it is telling like okay, now you pass me the parameter because that is a mandatory. Okay, so what is my parameter I wanted to say, like here www.github.com. So now here it is working perfectly fine. So 3 time test connection. I don't know why it was not working there. So you can see right here it is working perfectly fine. Okay, so from source we have pinged 3 times on this particular IP address of github.com. Let's comment it. Clear, and we wanted to execute this. So what is this? This is again a commandlet binding of user. Simply it is like okay, whatever name you wanted to print, you can do it. Okay, so let's execute this function first. So function got executed, and you wanted to call this function, right? So you just execute this function. And if you, so last time we have selected here and executed, so it was asking host on the terminal. So but this time I'm giving with the command only. So I'll execute this. Now you see it has printed. So this is a verbose. The first line is printed here, and greetings Ananya, right? It is printing like this. I'll comment here. And what is this? So this is again an array, and the name of the array or variable, that variable where we are creating is developers. So if you will execute like developers, and if you just hit enter, all the values are assigned to it. Now what we wanted to do is we are showing a begin session. This is a commandlet binding. We need a parameter for sure. Right host name, your dev session is ready. So if you wanted to call begin session, right? Okay, so I think so let's do here and comment this. This is called here. So there is one reference. Let's execute this. It got executed, and now let's execute this. So you see, Alice, your dev session is ready. Bob, your dev session is ready. So we are calling the function inside the do while loop. Okay, so this is how you can call the function. This already we have seen, right? This is the function name, and the input is mandatory. So name, and name is mentioning from developers for each element in the list. Cool. I hope this is cool. If you wanted to see in the debug, let's show it. Let me show you. I'll press F5. So first it will execute developer. It has executed the function as well, right? It will come here and it will check the value of I is equals to value. Okay, let me execute it because it is taking previous value. I is equals to 0, and then it will call a function. Okay, it has called the function and the function value is printed. It has increased the value. It will keep on doing until the condition is meeting and it is coming out of the loop. So that's how the function will work. So once you are creating a function, you can call it any place, anywhere. Okay, so I hope you have understand this. I'll comment it. So what is dot sourcing? This is something interesting. So dot sourcing is, so let's say if your function is in some other file. Okay, let's say this file. This is your function, right? GenAI class value is the required parameter. It is not required actually. So, but yeah, we'll mention it. Okay, so it is a parameter and then this is the output we are writing it. So this is the action we are performing. Okay, so basically this is a function. Okay, so that is in function.ps1. This is some different file. So what is dot sourcing is? So if you wanted to load some external scripts, right, into your current session, then you can use dot sourcing concept. So what is this? You have to press dot and then you have to give the path of your file. So where is my path of the file? You have to write it, copy the path, paste it here. Okay, so now the function is ready and in the for each loop, I'm just calling that function which is present in some other file, right? I'll execute this. So for each user, it is so for each Ellen, Jeff, Satya. So for each value, it is going to execute this function. Okay, let's write it, execute it. So welcome to the learning session, Mr. Allen, Mr. Jeff, and Mr. Satya. And that's what it is writing. Welcome to the session. Okay, so this is called dot sourcing function, where your function is in some different file, but you are executing into some other file. This is important, right? What is modules? So this is a function file and this is a module file. So module file is, the difference is it is mentioned as function. If you are using a dot sourcing concept, then you have to write a function with the extension called .ps1. If you are creating that function as a module, then you have to create it as psm1. So if you're using this, then it is dot sourcing. Then this is, and module is an just advanced feature. Okay, now everybody is using advanced scripting, right? So module will be used, but it's not like you cannot use. You can create a function in some different file and then call it. So both the options are available. You can use it. So what is this module part? Okay, so same function, GenAI class value it is taking and it is printing hello Mr. Welcome Mr. Same thing, right? So how to execute this? Okay, so there is two options actually. So you can use import module, give the path of the module, and the extension will be ps, not one. This time it will be psm. So M stand for module. So you have to give the path, and then you simply you can call that module, call that function. So GenAI class value ADA, and then you just execute it. Hello, welcome, Mr. ADA. Right? This is one approach. And the next approach is, if it is in your current directory only, then you just mention dot slash your file name. Basically same thing. There is no other approach. Here you have given the path and here you have given dot backward slash and you have given the path. And then simply you are calling that. So this is called modules in PowerShell. Cool. So we have completed all these concepts now. Maybe we will, I just want you to practice. This is 1 hour session on PowerShell where we have covered all those things. Maybe error handling and other concepts we will discuss in any other video, and we will go in detail of all these loops. We'll do more practice and we'll meet again. So I hope you have understood all these things. Okay, and I just request you, whenever you are writing a script, please do practice into the debug mode. Okay, then thank you. We will catch up you in the next video. Have a great day, great evening, and good night. Thanks everyone.